What's up, everybody? Happy Monday. I hope you had a phenomenal weekend in Georgia. In our last video, I was telling you how bipolar Georgia weather is. And guess what? It continued on its frenzies this weekend. So it was beautiful up until yesterday. And yesterday was so nasty. It was filled with rain. Now, I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful for the rain because we need it. And at the end of the day, God knows what we need, right? So I am so grateful that I am here. I'm so grateful that you are joining me today. Today, what I want to do in today's session is I want to talk about one of the most important parts of applying to college, and that's your application timeline. So, before I get started, let me just say welcome. And again, thank you for joining. I am Jada, if you don't know already, and I am the president and founder of Thrash Consulting Group. And what we do is we assist you with the college admissions process and try to make it as simple and easy for you as possible. If you've ever wondered what to do and when, from researching schools to submitting applications, guess what? You are on the right video today. I am here to help you with that. Now, I won't do a full on video as far as A to Z, but I'm going to give you a couple things that I think will help you out. And what we're going to do this time is we're going to start with like the class terms. So we're going to do junior year and senior year and kind of break those down. Now, Thrash Consulting Group, we typically start with students from the eighth grade. We are not expecting students to begin college in the eighth grade because they cannot. Well, if you're smart enough, you can, right? So I can't say that they cannot. However, we just want to kind of wet the whistle a little bit into them and kind of get the wheels spinning to share with them about college. Not even necessarily about going to college, but also what do you want to do once you finish high school? Like, what are your plans? So we want to kind of just get their wheels spinning to start thinking about it. We do have ninth. We work with students from all ages. Again, we start with eighth graders. We work with ninth graders, 10th graders, 11th graders, and 12th graders, and even beyond that. We even do assist college students when they're not sure what they want to. Because a lot of times when students get in colleges, they want to transfer. They're not satisfied with the college they've attended, or something happens with their major and they want to change majors and the university doesn't offer that program, or several reasons for why they want to transfer. So we definitely assist you with when you want to transfer from different institutions. So I'm going to get started, and I always say I'm not going to have these long videos, but hey, it ends up happening, right? But I hope within these these videos that you are, really getting something out of it. With the feedback that I've been getting and that we've received, it's actually been quite helpful, and we are so grateful because that's what we are here for. We want to be able to help you out with this process because the college admissions process, although it's easy for me, it's not easy for everybody, and I definitely understand that because even with me, let me be very transparent. Yes, it's easy as far as the process because I've been doing it for 20 plus years. However, we are always asking questions in higher ed because so many things are changing, right? So every student is not the same. We have to handle each student differently. So we have to also ask our peers, how do we maneuver different students and how do we do different things to help this person? So although it's a little bit simpler for me, the process, I understand what's needed. So that's why we are here, and that's why I created Thrash Consulting Group because I want to be able to literally hold your hand and guide you through this step. Okay, so let me get started because if not, I'm going to start on something else. So let's start with the junior year. So from spring to summer, okay, you want to start strong and build your foundation. So within this, you want to start researching colleges, okay? You want to make a list of like your safety schools, the distance, the programs that they offer. And when I say safety schools, what I mean is so many times scholars don't even think about the safety of colleges and the college campuses. Why? Several reasons. First and foremost, you've been with mom and dad for however long, right? So you don't have to think about safety for the most part. That's what we do. We make sure that you guys are okay. However, when you go to college, it's a little different. We are not there to hold your hand. We're not there to talk to you. We're not there to keep you out of trouble or harm, right? So it's important that you start researching to find out the stats on the college's safety. Because believe it or not, There are some places where you have a little bit more crime than you do others, okay? So keep that in mind. You want to also think about the distance from home to your prospective college. Some students don't care how far they go. Some students don't want to leave home, right? So you want to think about how close your college may be in case there's an emergency. Do I need to be close to my parents? If you don't care about location, is there an airport that's close to me that I can jump on a plane in case I need to leave? So that's very important when you're thinking about colleges. Start doing your research, okay? You also want to start visiting campuses. You want to do in-person visits, and you also want to do virtual tours. Right now, a lot of institutions have created virtual tours on their website. So if you can't get to the college, or if it's not necessarily one of your primary choices, you just want to check the campus out, you can do it virtually. And those virtual tours are actually pretty cool. So check those out. They'll show you the entire campus. They'll show you different buildings. They'll show you where your program major will be. So again, it's pretty cool to see how the universities have created those virtual tours. They're very interactive. So I think you should check those out. You can also check those out even before you do a in-person tour. And you can still do the in-person tour. Of course, it's nothing like that, but definitely check those out. You also want to start taking the SAT or ACT if you have not. If you, or of course, some colleges are test optional, but it's important that you know that. Okay. I would suggest taking the SAT or ACT to all students. I just recommend that because, um, especially for our students that are coming up, so our freshmen, sophomore, and juniors, things are going to start changing. If you have not already seen it in education, it has been a lot of changes. Let me just leave it like that and keep moving. But by the time you get to college, there are going to be a lot of more things that are going to take place that are not the same today. So although we have test optional colleges right now, that probably won't last long. It was additional, not additional. It was created because of COVID. That's why the test optional became came to the forefront because during COVID, of course, no one could get to the colleges to take the test, right? Or no one could take SAT or ACT, so the college's only choice was to offer test optional. So we also want to start working on your personal statement. Your personal statement is a way for you to give kudos to yourself, right? Brag about yourself. Do not lie. Okay? Please do not lie in your personal statements. And I say this all the time in my videos and when I have conversations with students. Do not lie in your personal statement because what you do not, for one, it's not necessary. Okay? Number two, you don't want them to come back and say, oh, I followed up with such and such and they told me they don't know you. So don't lie on a personal statement. You are too great of a student um, to even lie about yourself. You're great and you're good enough that you don't have to do that, all right? So you also want to start requesting letters of recommendation during this junior year. Ask your teachers, ask your mentors if they can write letters of recommendation for you. This way, you don't have to worry about it at the last minute. You'll already have these letters tucked away. You already have your personal statements tucked away. And it'll be easier for you when you start applying to colleges and they start requesting additional documentation, okay? So one pro tip I will give you is use a spreadsheet or some form of a planner to keep track of your deadlines and your requirements for each school. So each school will not have the same requirements, right? Some colleges literally only require the transcript and maybe test scores. Depending on your program, they may actually only want your transcript. Some may not even want that, right? So it depends on what your colleges are requiring of you. So it's important for you to keep a spreadsheet or some form of a planner to keep track of deadlines. And it helps you because you may forget that you applied to certain colleges, or you may not remember deadlines, and you don't want those deadlines to pass. That is too important. Because well, as a young person, or even as an adult, we may forget things like deadlines. Can easily be forgotten. So if you keep that spreadsheet, that way you don't have to forget anything, right? And even if you need to keep something on your phone as a reminder, do that as well. But you literally need something in hand. Put it on your wall. Put it in your room somewhere, on your kitchen refrigerator, wherever you think you will pay it attention. Go ahead and create that piece of paper for you, okay? All right, so your senior year during the fall semester. So I would say from August to, excuse me, October. This is when application season begins, right? So at this point of your senior year, you want to start finalizing that college list, okay? Because by now, it's not, it depends on how early you start, right? If you literally just said in August, I want to go to school, next August, you may not be able to finalize your list, and that's totally fine. But if you've already been thinking about college from your junior year, start narrowing those colleges down because you cannot keep a list of 20 colleges, right? You have got to drop that down. It's going to take longer than a couple weeks or even a couple months. So between August and October of your senior year, start finalizing that list because at this point, application season begins. You're going to have colleges reaching out to you, and you don't want to get overwhelmed, okay? Because you're still in high school, so you still have to do your work. You still have to graduate, right? So don't overwhelm yourself this early. During this time, you also want to work on your essays and personal statements. Again, your personal statement is a chance for you to give kudos to yourself. Essays, depending on what the college requires you to write about, you can still kind of do the same thing. Some colleges require specific topics, and some just want a letter about you, about why you are choosing this career path. So I always suggest that students have at least maybe 5 essays, and you can use those essays multiple times. There are times when colleges may ask you for something specific, and of course, that means you have to write, okay? But other than that, you can definitely repeat the same essay, and that's totally fine. Or unless it tells you not to. If they want you to say something specific, or if they're requesting that you do not use a previous essay, make sure you follow their instructions because they will be able to check. Okay. Request official transcripts and recommendation letters. This is your opportunity to send your transcripts, your academic information to the colleges. Of course, it's not going to be your final grades, but this gives them a chance to see from ninth grade to 11th grade because in August you're just starting, right? And even if you don't send your transcript until October, your senior classes won't be on there yet, right? So this gives the school an opportunity to say, oh, wow, this is a straight A student. This is an AB student. This is an ABC student. This gives them an opportunity to say, oh, we're going to give them an early decision because they've proven that they're going to do their work, right? Recommendation letters. Again, contact your mentors, your teachers, and start requesting those letters so that you can submit them with your application. This is also the time to submit early action and early decision applications. The deadlines generally run between October and November in the fall semester, so this gives you an opportunity with those recommendation letters and statements along with essays that you're able to submit this information. You don't have to wait, right? Early decision is very important. If you have made up your mind on the college that you want to attend, if you know you want to go to, let's say, FAMU, or you know you want to go to University of Georgia, go ahead and submit those early action and early decision applications. If you're not quite certain, you can still submit those, but you have to think about what comes with that as well, because you have to let the school know if you are accepted during this time frame. You have to let them know that you have chosen their school. And we can talk about that later because there's a lot more that comes with early decision and early action. But just make sure that this is where you really want to go. If you still have, if you have a list of like 3 or 4 you haven't decided yet, again, you can still submit this because this may help you with your decision, right? Some people just go to the school that accepts them first. So this could possibly help. But again, we'll talk about that in a different video. And if you guys have questions or if there's specific topics that you want me to discuss, please add them to the comment screen. And I would certainly love to discuss those topics with you. Also, you want to apply for FAFSA. This is the time that you want to start preparing. Generally, it opens October. Then last couple of years, it was December. And we've had several issues with FAFSA. Not necessarily issues, but they changed the date that it opened. So depending on when it opens next year, for the current juniors, it's different, right? So just be prepared. Just make sure that you have what you need when it's time to apply for FAFSA. What I do want to tell you, do not wait until the last minute, okay? Especially when it comes to things like recommendation letters and essays. So recommendation letters, you're waiting for somebody else, right? So you can't rush your mentor or your teacher to say, oh, I need you to do this for me today. I need it right now. No. That's not their problem that you decide to wait to the last minute, right? So make sure you don't wait to the last minute to start applying to colleges for recommendation letter requests and even your essays, because some students can. Some students can sit down and write an essay in no time, but the average student cannot. So essays take a little longer than you think because you have to really think about them, right? And also your personal statement. You want to aim to have those submitted by early September. Not necessarily submitted, but done. And again, you don't have to. These are just literally suggestions that I'm giving you, recommendations. But just again, don't wait until the last minute. So your senior year, the winter. So from November to January, okay? This is regular decision time and financial aid time. This is when FAFSA opens and students are starting to apply for financial aid, and most students are now literally applying to college, right? So go ahead and submit those regular decision applications. Generally, for your larger, more competitive colleges, regular decision is January 1st to 15th. Now, granted, those are just dates, but let's just say the longer you wait, the longer it will take you to get an acceptance or a denial. Okay. Um, and if it's truly a school that you want to go to, please don't wait. This is also from November to January of your senior year. This is also a great time for you to apply for additional scholarships. You should have already been applying for them anyway. But let's just say you decided in November you want to go to school. Okay, that's fine. Get on top of it ASAP. Okay. You also want to continue visiting colleges if you're undecided, because this gives you an opportunity to still check out different schools, check out different campuses. And what you may find is when you go to these different campuses that you were initially thinking about going to, or if it wasn't your top choice, once you get on that campus and you start interacting with different students, when you actually feel the hominess and the feel of the college campus, and you start checking out your program department, you may change your mind. That happens so many times when students visit colleges, or it could be vice versa. You say, wait a minute. This is not what I was expecting, and I no longer have interest in this college, okay? So visiting campus can definitely be a plus, okay? What is so important that you need to know as a student when applying to colleges is check your emails, okay? Check your communication, check your student portals. A lot of times, for the most part, your institutions will contact you. They're going to communicate with you either via email, text, some may even call you. But even if they don't, check your student portal. They will give you access. Once you create those applications, you will then have access to those student portals. So you want to check for missing documents. You want to check to see if they're requesting an interview from you. Because yes, some colleges require interviews. So make sure that you communicate with your schools. Make sure that you are checking your application portals. This is so important, guys. They will often, again, request additional information. And if you miss deadlines, this could literally hurt your chances for getting into the college of your dreams. Okay, so your senior year during the springtime, which is where we are right now, from February until May. This is where you start getting decisions, scholarships, and your next steps, right? So review your financial aid offers and compare packages, right? So if you've already been accepted to a college and you've already submitted FAFSA, there's a great chance that you've already been awarded financial aid offers. So what you want to do is you want to compare each college package because they may be different, right? If you're applying to an in-state college and an out-of-state college, in most cases, your in-state college is going to be more affordable, and your out-of-state college is going to be a little bit more expensive. However, there's also times when the out-of-state colleges may give you more in scholarship money, okay? Whereas the in-state college may not give you any. So you have to balance out and say and compare and say, wait a minute, what's going to be my best choice? Like, should I decide to stay closer to home, or should I go away where my full tuition is paid? So this gives you an opportunity to compare your packages, okay? And it's very important that you do that. You want to also take this time to visit colleges again. This is only if needed, though. Like if you've made up your mind that you're going to ABC College, then there's no point of visiting again if you've already visited, right? Or if you've decided you're going to a college and you have not visited, it's important that you do, if you can. Not everybody can afford to visit campuses, so it's okay if you cannot. But you can check out the virtual tours. If there are a college that offers virtual tours, then definitely take advantage of that because that's important. There may be something that you see that you may not like, or maybe something that you really do like, and you're like, oh, I cannot wait to get there, right? So do those tours. And you want to make your final decision by May 1st. May 1st is typically known as the National College Decision Day. This is not something that you have to do, but you can. For one, the earlier that you decide and accept your final decision, you'll get more. I was gonna say you'll get money, but that's not for everybody. It gives you the opportunity to go ahead and accept your decisions at these institutions because there are chances where you may receive merit scholarships or there may be some funding that's available for those who apply and accept early. Okay, so keep that in mind. You also want to accept enrollment deposits. Not all colleges require this, but some do. So make sure you have those deposits submitted. Okay. Excuse me. So you applying for housing and register for orientation. We spoke about this in another video. Housing is so important. Housing fills up pretty quickly on most campuses, okay? So if you've already been accepted and they've already opened up the housing application, please do it as early as possible. Now, granted, I get it. If you don't have the money, I get it. But don't overwhelm yourself with it. If you can't afford to pay it right now, don't. You can easily contact your college housing department and let them know what's going on. I'm not saying they're going to hold it for you, but they'll be able to share more information with you because they may have additional dorms. They may have additional something where they can share with you, well, hey, we could do this for you. Or even if they cannot, they'll give you more information on that housing information, okay? You also want to register for orientation. Orientation is important, especially for freshmen, because in most colleges, they register you themselves for your classes for the fall semester, your first semester. Some do it for the whole year, your first year, and some do it just for your first semester. But the earlier that you register for orientation, the better class schedule that you will have. So that's important. Um, Another tip that I would share, which I've already said this before, please don't wait till the last minute. Right now, we are at a time where you're still kind of in wiggle room time um, to decide on your colleges, but please don't wait much longer. We are in March, and as we all know, this year has already zoomed by fast, right? It's March, y'all. Um, so please don't wait. Don't hesitate. If you have questions, again, please reach out to me. Reach out to us. That's what we're here for. If you don't even know what to ask, just simply say, Miss Jada or Jada, I need help. I know I want to go to college, but I don't even know where to start. Or, Jada, I don't even know if I want to go to college. What are my options? Or, Jada, I want to go to a technical college. I just want to get a trade. What do I do? That is what we are here for. Okay? So, we are here to hold your hand and carry you from A to Z, from just thinking about admissions to literally completing your application to financial aid, helping you find scholarships. Now, I want to be very clear about this. When we say that we help you find scholarships, it doesn't mean that you're going to be awarded those scholarships that you've applied for, okay? We are just here to help you find some scholarships that are based off of your program, off of your life situation. Because believe me, there's so many scholarships out there, y'all. There's scholarships out there just, you could be a young lady with blue hair. I mean, you'll be surprised the type of scholarships that are available out there, okay? So we'll also do another. We've done videos about scholarships, but we'll do another one because as we get closer to the semester starting, people start freaking out when they actually see those balances. That's why it's important that you start early, because once students get in and they start seeing what that actual tuition is going to be, ooh wee, people freak out. And I don't blame you because I'm freaking out too, and because I have a senior. So believe me, I get it. So we know that scholarships are a necessity, right? And with so many things that are happening in education right now, we're not sure how the loan processes are going to be, federal grants and scholarships. And although they're saying they're not going to be touched, that's no guarantee, right? So we need to make sure that we are prepared up front. So get all your ducks in a row as early as possible. Do not delay. The college admission process, the application process can be overwhelming. But if you follow the timeline that I've given you, you will stay ahead of the game. Or again, reach out to us. You can email us at info@thrashconsultinggroup.com if you have any kind of basic questions. But we offer different sessions. We offer a 1 hour consultation and we offer a 30-minute consultation. And to kind of tell you the difference between those, our 30-minute consultations are literally just basic FAQ questionnaire kind of. So what if you just have basic questions like, again, Jada, I don't know what to do. Where can I start? Or if you're in college and you're saying, oh Jada, I want to transfer from Georgia State to UGA. What do I need to do? Or should I do it? Like those are questions that we can answer within your 30-minute consultations, right? So the 1 hour consultations, those are a little different because those are a little bit more hands on. So what we do is in the first session, we take the opportunity to learn more about you, your background, your parents. We want to find out what your program is that you're interested in, if you're deciding to go to a 4 year college, 2 year, or a technical college, if you just want to get a certification. We get more in depth to find out what your actual needs are. And then we do a follow up appointment with you to kind of give you the results of how we answered your questions and to see if there are additional information that you may need or if we can assist you further. And a lot of times those may require additional consultations later, but we try to give you as much information as possible with those particular results. And of course, if you're early on, like a junior or a sophomore, more than likely you will probably need more additional consultations later. And even if you're a senior, and until you get to that closing process of actually being on campus, it still may require additional consultations, but that's based on you. It's not a requirement. It's not something that we mandate or require. So that's only if you want the additional help. We just kind of make sure we come back and give you results from what you initially asked us in that first consultation, right? So, I am not going to keep you much longer. If you found this helpful, which I hope you did, please be sure to like this video and follow for more college admissions tips. And also put in the comment section, what you may be interested in us discussing with you. Like, are there some topics that you want to talk about that we haven't talked about? Or if we have talked about them, share those as well. If you need additional information. And again, if you need one-on-one help with your application or anything, check out our services at thrashconsultinggroup.com. And please follow us. We are on Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, and LinkedIn. And we look forward to hanging out with you guys again. Thank you for taking the time to join in on our sessions. We are having a blast. So enjoy this wonderful day. Well, it is a beautiful day because we're alive, right? But it's so nasty outside right now. So hopefully it'll get a lot better. We definitely need the rain, so I'm not going to complain. But anyway, have a phenomenal day.